In preparation for the Copper Age drop, I've designed this Acadewolf Modular Copper Golem multi-item sorter, AMCOMIS for short. This will work on all versions of Minecraft, both Java and Bedrock, including PC, mobile and console, when the Copper Age update is out. Each module is capable of sorting up to 318 items using hardly any resources, and it's 20% faster than the standard Copper Golem walking multi-item sorter. You can stack these modules right next to each other without a break, making it perfect for a storage hole. But make sure you build it in the right direction, or it will never work. When you're planning the front of the build and the direction that the items are going to flow, they need to go on an east-west axis. So they can go from east to west or from west to east, but it will not work if you try and go north-south. Since you already have pumpkins, the easiest way is to put down a pumpkin, and if you didn't know, the stem always points to the northwest. So if you look at the pumpkin in this direction, the items have to go along this axis. The other way is with the sunflower, because the sunflower points east, so the items have to travel in the direction that the sunflower is facing. Not side on, they can come from this side or from this side, but not side on. The other way to figure out which way to go, if you have stone bricks, it's going to be along this long side. The short side always points to the south. Just trying to save you making the same mistake I did when I built it in the wrong direction. Here's everything you'll need per module. The solid blocks can be any solid blocks. Each module can sort up to 318 items, so if you want to sort everything in the game, you'll need 6 modules. And you'll need a chest and hopper for the initial input. And if you want to maximize your item storage, the first thing to figure out is how many accessible chests you want in your storage. You can have up to 7 and reach them all. 6, 7, yes, I know, it's crazy that I can reach that top chest. So figure this out and then we'll know exactly where to go from there. And then we want to crouch and put hoppers into the back of all of them. On the top one, we're going to put a chest like that and a hopper like that. So then the other side would be a gap of 3 and we would have the next set here. So from on top of this hopper here, we need an additional 5 blocks of space this way and a total of 13 side to side. And then we're going to need 3 blocks this way per module. So from here, we put a chest in there and we do another 2. So we have 3 like this. Put a temporary block, we put solid block 1, 2, 3. We can get rid of that. And we want to jump and put repeaters on each of these. Crouching and looking at the repeaters, we're going to put blocks there and on the other side, and this is going to be our item filters. Crouch and place more here, so we have a shape like this. And then before we get too wrapped up, let's put torches on these blocks and solid blocks here, solid blocks on top of these torches. Crouch and put hoppers into there, and we want to put hoppers facing into the back of these solid blocks so that it looks like this. Next, let's put solid blocks here, face away from the center, and put comparators there, and then dust on these blocks. Crouch and place a chest on each of these hoppers, and then expand it like so. And that's 1/2 done. Let's repeat it over here. So now we have something that looks like this. Reminder, you don't have to go as many chests as this. This is just the maximum that you can reach to the top. Once you've gotten here and as many modules as you like in that direction, we crouch and we're gonna place an upside down stair along here. And in survival, we're gonna go up here. And same thing there. And then we're going to grab slab and put it like that. It's going to be like this, just partly because it makes it look nice and clean, and partly because that'll help us position things. So if we put a block here, then we put our block of copper here. Now this is right in the center, so each module is going to be exactly the same. So if your items are entering here, we want to put a hopper facing into this copper block, and then glass there, and do that for each one. The next one, you would have copper there, hopper going into the copper block, and glass, and you just continue that pattern along through there. Jump up here. On the very last one, we're going to put a temporary block, and then we're going to put our overflow chest, or however you want to deal with the overflow items. Break this, crouch, and put a hopper into there. Got a downwards hopper into that, and then a hopper facing into that. Let's move that out of the way real quick. So it looks like this. We're going to have a single chest here. The golem is going to put its final items into this chest, which is going to go to this hopper, to this hopper, to this hopper, and into that chest. And then at the start, we're going to build the same thing. So it goes down and then into there, And this is where you're going to put your items. So you can load it in however, but it's going to go into this. It can be a double chest, it can be a water stream entry, whatever. Maybe you want to have a whole lot of buffer chests, whatever in there. We're nearly done. We just need to put glass on these three to make sure that the golem doesn't get out. And then take your carved pumpkin, put it on that, and you're going to get yourself a little copper golem. We should probably put this back. So before we run items through the system, we need to set up our filters. For now, we're just going to use anything just to test that it works. What we want is 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, and then the rest of these be single, except for this. Now, if anything else goes into here, it's going to drain out and stop. So we have single items in each of these, 5 and then 3. And your items are going to end up down here. So now I have filled up all of these with the same filter items. Let's test it by putting through something that doesn't belong. So we put this in and it's going to filter down, and we can see he opens the chest and he grabs out the warp blocks and he checks that one. Nope, nothing there, nothing there. He's just going to randomly check each of these chests, but because this one is up high and on this particular line, he's going to check that one last, and it's going to go in there. So if we had another copper golem, this would be the copper golem chest, and the items would go straight into there, and the copper golem would pick them up, and he'd go through his 6 chests and then put them into the next one. And so that's how we can do it on a series. So you want to keep this area clear so that you can come under any time and change any of the filters. And if you're not sure if they have still got things to process, you can always come under and check their chests. So for this last one, let's figure out these filters. So each of these slots can be a different item, same as these stacks and the 5. Each of these can be a separate thing. The golem is going to look at anything in here, and if he finds a match, he's going to put it in there, and it's going to be sucked through to the bottom chests. And let's say we want this first one to be our wood. We're going to do planks, stairs, and trapdoors. So let's set these ones up first. So we have our 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we just need one of each of these in each of the slots. So we've got all of them in there, but what if these are the only things that we want in here? Well, we can take anything that is already in there. So we've got jungle planks. Actually, just for demonstration, let's do acacia because there's only one of them. All we need to do is just do one like that. And then as long as it's in here, the golem is going to see it, it's going to match it, and it's going to put it in there. So let's put a couple things in here real quick and see how he handles it. Now remember, the order that these are in is a little arbitrary. And he's found it, and he's put it in, and it should be making its way down here as it is. Now, because of the way that it works with locking and everything, you are going to have items, one item stuck in each of these hoppers, which is why we only had 14 down here. But then next time he comes through, you're going to see that it will go up to 30. So that's how you build the Acadewolf Modular Copper Golem multi-item sorter. See you in the next one.